Sergeant Dietrich. I'm with the Kent County Sheriff's Office. I'm the Public Information Officer. At about 4 o'clock this morning, we responded to a incident at the 800 block of West Main Street here in Lowell for what initially was reported as a crash. A ambulance crew was driving by and saw this vehicle and stopped to check it out. When they went and checked out the vehicle, they saw some concerning things inside the car that appeared to be an injury from someone. So Kent County Sheriff's Office assisted Lowell PD with going to the residence related to that vehicle to figure out more information. It was learned that this vehicle and the registered owner of the vehicle was also involved in a domestic. It's a 28-year-old male and a 25-year-old female. Earlier in the night, Lowell PD responded to that domestic. Given that, Kent County Sheriff's Office and Lowell PD, along with the Kent County Sheriff's Office tactical team, responded to the residents in the same area, 800 block of West Main in Lowell. Once it was learned that there were occupants inside, our tactical team did make entry into the house, and that's when they located the 25-year-old female inside with serious injuries. She was taken to a hospital. I don't know the condition on her right now, but she was transported to the hospital. They also located the male, 28-year-old male, deceased inside the home. The investigation is very early right now. We're still, we have our detective bureau on scene. Kent County Sheriff's Office is taking lead on the investigation due to the type of call and Lowell PD wanting to have as many resources as possible. So we will continue to investigate this and get you guys more information as we learn more. That's what I have right now.
Is the man who was found dead in the home, is he considered a suspect in a homicide in Lowell?
We don't have anything like that right now. We are still early in the investigation, so we're trying to piece together everything. Again, we were called to a possible car crash and figuring out what happened there. That's when we learned that there were some injuries to someone. We don't know exactly how those injuries occurred.
The woman injured, can you say how she was injured? Was it a rifle wound, gunshot?
I didn't get that information, but we will update you when we get that. We're waiting to release more details on both of them and the injuries until we can get family notified.
Can you say how the man died?
I cannot right now. No, we're going to keep looking into that and make sure that we have all the facts before we put something out.
So the original car that started this whole thing, one person in the car?
There was no one in the car originally.
No one in the
So
car.
no one was in the car, but there were signs of someone being injured in the car, which led us back to the residence to investigate if there was someone that was in the car and was maybe back in the residence. That was what led us to the house.
And you can't say what those things were within the car that led...
Signs of an injury.
Blood?
That's all I can relate to right now.
How were you ascertaining the car, and how did that lead you to the address?
So obviously we could run license plates, and the vehicle came back to that residence.
Was there anyone else in the household besides the man and the woman?
I don't believe so. Preliminary investigation, our tactical team cleared the home, made sure that the scene was safe before our detective bureau went inside.
Relationship between the male and the female in the home?
We're going to wait to release that until the family's been notified. Something we want to put out is, obviously this is a concerning incident, and there's a lot of police presence in the area. So for Lowell residents and anyone in Kent County, we just want to say that we are putting all resources and all effort into this. We have a lot of investigators on this, and we'll be putting a lot of time into this to make sure that we get answers for this, for the victims and for the community.
So again, are you looking for a suspect in a homicide?
We are not looking for any suspects right now. At this time, there is no threat to the community. Preliminary in our investigation, that's what we are at right now. There's no threat to the community.
Were you willing, were officers willingly let inside the house, or did they have to make entry?
The officers had to make entry. We had the female, obviously, with injuries, and then the male who was deceased. and they were the ones that were in the house, so we did have to make entry.
What's the timetable for this? Like between, roughly when did they find the car? I mean,
Yeah, so the car was located this morning about 3:55 this morning. The incident that Lowell police took was last night around 10:30. So there's quite a bit of a gap in there of when that occurred. And then obviously our tactical team got on scene not long after, along with Kent County Sheriff's Office and our detective bureau.
So, and maybe I missed the tactical part of it. Was there any sort of standoff? Why? What was the length of time? What were they doing if they?
As far as we were waiting to see if we could get somebody to come to the door, so we could be let in. Otherwise, we do have to wait for a search warrant to be approved before we can make entry into that house. So as soon as we learned that there was someone inside that did need help, we were able to make entry.
And about what time was that? Was that this morning then?
That was, I can get you an exact time, but it was probably about an hour ago.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you very much.